Tēnā koutou whānau, Markie here, the grizzled walrus of retroactive jealousy, and I am grizzled once again. I was smooth for quite a long time, but I'm grizzled because of pain. And I've got dental pain which is coming and going, and I'm having a little kind of oasis of painlessness, so doing some quick videos in that window. So, a good question to ask yourself if you are struggling to recover, if you're just not recovering from retroactive jealousy, and you're suffering a lot of anger around your partner, and you can't let go of that anger, and you have the urge to keep talking about, but they did this and they did that, and why could they do this, and that's insane, and they shouldn't do that, and that's really bad, is just ask yourself the question, would you rather be right or happy? Would you rather be right or happy? Because where a lot of people, I would say, go wrong in their retroactive jealousy recovery, but that's not accurate actually. They don't even begin their retroactive jealousy recovery because they are so hung up on making their partners bad, making their partners wrong, justifying and explaining why what their partners did was, completely unforgivable, really. It was, why would they do that? How could they? All those kinds of things. Okay, if you want to get stuck into making your partner wrong and being right, and maintaining that they should not have done these things, and they should be penitent, or even if they are penitent, that wouldn't matter, then you will never get well from your RJ, but you will get to enjoy that sense of righteousness. Good luck, it's your choice, okay? But if you're making that choice, it's far better to make that choice consciously and deliberately and say, I don't want to get well from my RJ. I don't even recognize it as an illness. I am uncomfortable with what my partner has done in the past because what they did was wrong, and stop pretending to be seeking help and recovery from RJ. And if you go on RJ groups just to get people to agree with you that your partner was terrible, then stop. Because not only are you preventing yourself from getting into recovery, but you're hampering other people's recovery from that. Now, sometimes people in the early days of recovery, they want a sounding board and a yardstick. They want to say, well, my partner did this, is this normal? How would you feel about that? And it's kind of a temporary phase that they go through, and then they move beyond that and they learn about, what RJ really is, and then they get well. But if you stay in that phase of, oh, he did this, he did that, you will not get well. And if you do that publicly, and I would say, I'm being quite harsh here, if you clutter up healing spaces, like internet groups where people are genuinely seeking healing, and new people are coming on board who are going to be influenced by what you're posting, then you are harming others as well. Okay, and you have every right to harm yourself, and to stay in that righteous phase, in which case what I would say is give up the whole concept of RJ entirely, and say, look, my belief is that my partner did some things that were really bad, and I'm uncomfortable with them, and I'm never going to feel good about that because what it was bad, and I can't get beyond it. Stop pretending that you admit that you have an illness, and admit and pretending that you are seeking help, because you're not. Okay, you're seeking validation and justification in blame. Okay, and you have every right to do that. I wouldn't stand in your way at all, but I would strongly oppose you from harming other people in that process, and I would encourage you to take ownership of what you're doing and accept the fact that you are making a very clear choice. You're choosing to be right and not to be happy. Rangimarie.